What the fuck have I joined here?
Chris gonna say grace at the. Oh,
there we go.
Well, welcome to the Discard pile. John Corbett. It's July. It's July, whatever the fuck, 8th or something, 2014. We're back off of break. We're late. We don't have the right guest. We're just making it up as we.
Guys ran away.
Yeah, guys are just walking away. So the whole operation's falling apart here on our summer break. But my guest tonight is Ben. Oh Jesus, Ben Hosp and Phil Schrader. We have the DC butt twins tonight. Welcome, guys.
It's offensive to Native Americans.
Yeah, your ever losing racist football team. Yeah. You should have countered it out. I was saying when the Nationals moved, they should have called them the Washington Grays and just named them after the Negro League team that counter out, at least counter out.
Oh yeah. Try to take some of the stank off. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Ben.
So, we were talking a little bit.
Go ahead.
I don't know what Phil said there.
Phil's calling us from the past.
Yeah, he's talking, but his mouth isn't moving. I don't know. That was weird. Well, we'll jump into it then, since we're talking about. We'll go to North American Continental. Yeah, Phil's on lag. So, real quick, Ben, give us your preview for North American Continentals.
Well, I haven't played a tournament in 2 months. I'm no good at this game anymore. All I know how to play is Breen. So look for Breen to win, I guess, because that's the only deck I know that's any good.
Nope, you're gonna get screwed by a session, I imagine.
Yeah, but that's why you're not going, because you.
Right.
So you're. So what's your prediction to win? Seriously, Ben, not fucking Breen.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say Borg.
Really, out of left field? Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's kind of what I. Yeah.
Everyone.
That or yeah.
Everyone's written them off. So.
Yeah.
Phil, what's your prediction?
Borg is a pretty good one. I'm going to go ahead and say somebody tries to do your TOS battle deck and surprises people.
Yeah, that's the funny thing on the message boards these days. I see everybody talking about TOS battle as they're inventing it as they speak. But
I've been inventing it by having a wolf pack hang out at agricultural assessment, and then when you're dumb enough to go do a mission, you just get wrecked. But
so before we next week is North America. We had Australia Continentals, and minus all my anger towards Australia right now, it looks like somebody deck teched the Romulan download Denatra assess deck. So we're going to see a lot of that. Yeah. So what's the percentage you think you're going to see of that next week?
So we're talking about Minnesota. What do we got? Like
they can't play that in Minnesota. It has more than 40 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a
people. Maybe three people. Would be one of them.
No, I'm thinking more. I think a lot of people. If I woke up today and didn't have a deck made up and I didn't know what to do, and my name was Neil Timmons, I would make the Romulan deck and just play it, because that's just heads and shoulders above.
He won't make a new deck. Neil will play his Romulan discard deck that he played last year.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what Neil actually does. I'm just using him as an example because I got a phone call. I got a stressed out phone call last night, but I forgot we're not allowed to. There's secrets. Why would Neil be stressed out about Continentals? Anyway,
You You just did exactly what got Jonah fired on Veep this season.
Yeah, in my phone call yesterday with an unnamed source, my prediction was about.
let's call him Jesse Timmons. Or no, wait, that's too obvious. Let's go with Neil
Let's
Pink.
call him Phil Niman.
No, I'll go. Since I'm the DC guy, we'll call him Deep Throat. We'll just codename Deep Throat. And
Maybe Neil T.
so I think it's gonna be about 35% Romulan, 20% standard Minnesota blue speed with some cadets splashed in, and then about 10 to 50% relativity, and then 10 to 15% TOS battle, and then whatever.
I forgot that I forgot that I do know a good deck, and if I were going and I didn't have it and I had no decks which is kind of the situation I'm in, I would probably put back together that the whatever the name of the Enterprise D deck before, whatever the Enterprise D before Loaded for Bear was.
Oh yeah, the second to last. I don't know. There was 14 Enterprise Ds.
Yeah, the one the Sprinkles Enterprise. I would put that back together. I
think it's called Diplomatic Envoy. And
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I thought okay, well whatever. But it's the Sprinkles Enterprise.
Yeah, everybody make it rain.
Yeah. You never win 100-0 because you give out 15 points, but you always
break them off.
Yeah.
Break them off.
Everyone gets points from these cadet missions. Yeah.
And you piss off a bar height.
It keeps asking me if I want to be his friend on Facebook, and I don't want to be anyone's friend on Facebook. I only have a Facebook account because I don't even remember why I have a because I had to sign up for something. I needed to log into it through Facebook.
Yeah,
but Facebook keeps sending me emails like, do you want to be this guy's friend? I don't think he wants to be my friend. I don't think that kid likes me at all.
So getting off a Trek, the main reason why I invited Ben Hosp to come on the show is because whenever something happens in the real world I don't understand, I yell at Ben. And I was watching last week. They had the Hobby Lobby ruling where companies can opt out of the contraceptive law or something. So I understand. So it all boils down to corporate personhood. I don't know what that means. So
People say that. People say that as kind of shorthand for a lot of issues that and it all corporate personhood basically is if Paramount sues the continuing committee, Charlie doesn't go to jail.
Yeah, but that's limited. That's LLC stuff. That's not really corporate personhood. I don't think this is saying that.
Yeah.
This ruling said that a corporation can have religious beliefs.
Well,
that blows my mind. I don't understand.
What they say is
go to church.
A closely held corporation, which is
not publicly traded.
Yeah. I think Hobby Lobby is publicly traded, but a majority is held by 5 or fewer people. And those 5 people can't. They're saying those 5 people you just because you are doing business as a corporation, you can't be forced to violate your religious beliefs. Is what they're saying. But it's bullshit because they're saying, oh, but this only applies to contraception because this is a really sensitive issue. And it's sensitive because it's the religion that everyone that voted for the decision is a Catholic. so it's sensitive to Catholic. Yeah, but they're saying and they're saying, oh, this doesn't apply to Scientologists and psychiatric medication or psychiatric insurance or Christian Scientists and blood transfusions or anything else that less mainstream religions have a problem with. and it basically because the decision says because we don't want it to, which is
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that other case to come up because I really want to see how they rationalize out of it.
oh, the decision now says like it's it's got the same kind of disclaimer on it that Bush v. Gore did. That like Bush v. Gore said, okay, this is only for this specific situation, and it's kind of fucked up that we got to get involved here, but we're gonna make this ruling, but don't nobody use this as a precedent.
Yeah, but we're getting into the case so much. You can get lost in the mumbo jumbo, but it's real simple. Like, when Mitt Romney was campaigning, there was that big, hey, corporations are people, buddy. Hey, gotcha. Just that alone, it just boils down into that. I don't understand that.
He wasn't talking about corporate personhood there. He was saying he was making this kind of bigger point about how like a lot of and he was actually kind of right, but it sounded stupid when he said it because like everything he said, even when he was right about something, it came out as a weird robotic Romneyism that everyone laughed at. But the like what he was saying is like corporate like even like corporations when like Walmart makes money, you don't just suck it in, they don't just suck the money up and it goes away like that. Like someone's making that, like someone's coming out ahead on that transaction. The shareholders and corporate profits still eventually go to people, but
try to explain this.
People. But yeah,
Phil, explain to me, how can a corporation have religious beliefs? How can I understand the owner of a corporation having religious beliefs? But this says a corporation has religious beliefs. That makes some sense of that.
It doesn't make sense. It's stupid.
It's a really foolish opinion in my personal opinion, because it is what you're saying. Exactly what you're saying. The corporation, if it's held by 5 or fewer people or whatever, closely held.
Well, that's the details. John doesn't want the details.
I know, but I'm saying in that weird situation, for some reason, it takes on the religion of the main shareholders. I'm curious if they ever had a closely held. What would happen if there was a closely held company that had representatives from a bunch of different religions as the main owners? Because that would be a really fucked up situation.
Yeah, but they vote on their religion in the shareholders meeting.
Yeah, but the problem is,
3-2 Christian over Muslim? Is that how that meeting?
Here's my big problem with this, is that all of the arguments on that weird side are saying, I shouldn't have to pay for these people to have access to contraceptives that I don't believe or follow my religion. But when it comes down to it, the company isn't, providing these employees with medical insurance out of the goodness of their heart. They're providing it as a portion of their salary.
Right.
When I go in and get hired by a company, I have a nice little thing that details what I'm going to get paid per hour, what other benefits I'm going to have.
Right.
But if they want to exclude these things, they need to pay me more, is what I'm going to say.
Right. And the whole the whole issue is that the Affordable Care Act puts restrictions on what insurance has to cover. And they're saying insurance has to cover contraceptives, which I think I don't normally buy into these conspiracy theories about like, oh, the Obama administration or the Bush administration. I don't buy either side is doing this to distract us from this other thing. But I think that like directive from the Health and Human Services Department, I think that was just trolling to try to fuck with the Republican primary, because like you get people talking about this like it's like oh, you can get condoms at any 7-Eleven. We're not talking about condoms, genius. We're talking about IUDs and shit.
Yeah, but I'm not so much concerned about the ruling, because all the ruling does is confirm what I already believe, is that healthcare shouldn't be tied to your employer in the first place.
Yes.
That's all that ruling. But I'm more concerned about is the growing idea, almost sanctifying the corporations, like they're just becoming like bigger than what they are.
Well,
the Roberts Court is very is very friendly to the argument of corporate rights.
Okay, so real simple, is a corporation property or is it a person? A corporation.
Both.
So
A corporation is a person that has more rights than an actual person.
Well, yeah, well, I want to get to that in a second, but so it's a person that's property that you can sell. That's what corporations are becoming. So
Slaves.
Yeah, I find that a little bit disturbing. And then so a corporation has a religious view. I can sell it, and then that religious view
It can change its religious view.
And then
That's
whatever.
yeah. This is you're starting to realize what's so stupid about this ruling.
Yep.
So, all right. My other guest, I wanted TK Thomas Kimura on the show tonight because I wanted a conservative type view on it, but instead I got two beltway liberals who kind of agree with me on this, which is good. But I did stumble on one thing today, and I actually wasn't even thinking about this topic when I stumbled upon it, and it was a quote. It said, "Property is intended to serve life, and no matter how much we surround it with right and respect, it has no personal being. It is part of the earth man walks on. It is not man." So if corporations are property, and this quote is from Martin Luther King. So I mean, there's a lot of people who don't things that you own. You can't raise the level of things that you own. When it comes to property rights, I'm kind of concerned.
Who raised the level of things that we own? Lincoln.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, he didn't. He said you don't own them anymore. It was the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we need a free corporation. We do. You got to, it's just. All right.
We work to free the corporations then. They're being held down by the beliefs of their owners.
Yeah. Well, my point is, it's just getting too crazy. Corporate America is so. But when it comes to property rights,
I mean, the bigger problem is this whole idea of the job creator, and like Obama's being mean to billionaires because he called them fat cats once, and that's why why and Dinesh D'Souza gets into this a lot, and he's put out another terrible movie, but there's like why aren't you encouraging rich people and thanking them for creating jobs? Well, fuck you. I'm not thanking you for making money.
They create jobs so that they can make more money. Exactly.
So unlike you guys that live in the vacuum of DC, I live out in God's country, and property rights are like, if you have any kind of political meeting around here, especially during campaign season, it's always like some old white guy on. Property rights is it's important. I don't think they know what that means. And when it comes to property rights, I actually am more concerned. I'm conservative. I feel like, private citizens, it should be, property. That's just capitalism. But I don't feel like that property that you own has any rights. It's the people who have the rights. We're giving property, the corporations, we're giving property rights. And it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. Speaking of money, I was, late. I work nights, so I have a lot of free time watching TV. And a study said it takes $130,000 for a family of four to live the American dream. I guess that just means live comfortably, whatever that word is. So that's a lot of money. I don't make $130K in my household, and I'm not alone. Only 1 in 8 families. So.
Well, that's why you move to a place with the lower cost of living.
Well, yeah.
Among other reasons, You
No,
move to a place.
Economics. No, it wasn't really among other reasons. It was money. It was like, I can't afford. New Jersey is really fucking expensive.
Well, and it was employment. It was employment opportunity and cost of living is what I mean.
Yeah.
It was all economics. Yeah.
Well, there's shitty jobs. There's shitty jobs wherever you go. There's always going to be a warehouse. There's always going to be a liquor store. There's always going to be, if you're in real bad shape, there's always going to be a McDonald's. So, I mean, there's always going to be shitty jobs. But yeah, you go where a dollar takes you farther when you're below that. When you're below the American dream. And I think So, but I don't know. Is that the American dream now? Just living comfortably? Wasn't the American dream supposed to be something more? It's actually only been around since like the 1930s. The phrase. I don't know. So, Ben Hosp, what's the American dream? Are you living the American dream? Because I don't know if I am.
I that's such a stupid phrase that means nothing. That,
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Phil, are you living the American dream? No, you were in a Nationals hat. There's no way you're living the American dream.
Not yet.
All right, not yet. But when do you get to that point? When can you say that you've achieved the American dream? When there's a big titty girl in your face? Is that?
It's.
I don't know. Phil's on like his 15th year of grad school, so
He is.
that's that. And
Not as long as you have.
I'm not hating. That's a pretty. I stretched my grad school out as long as I possibly could as well. It's a pretty good deal.
Well, that's academia. Even Len lives up in Harvard. So I mean Harvard, yeah, I parked the car in Harvard Yard, and that's what he. So that's just a cake job though. Even Alex, he works at Penn. He's in academia. That's just finding the field, and just I guess I won't say milking it, but don't hate the player, hate the game. So
Yeah. There's definitely something to be said for the grad school holding pattern of life that you just okay.
Well, that's the only thing. When Rick Santorum, the only thing I ever agreed on that he said, he just said like everyone can't go to college, and I think too many people go to college now. Like, college has become a bubble, and people, how many kids that are coming out of Arizona State, the party school, and contributing to society? They shouldn't be. Come on, like. You're too educated man. Isn't most of it just horseshit? The higher education system.
I guess. I mean, my education is like math and computer engineering. So, like, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of nonsense in grad school, but.
There are many days where I wish I actually got to utilize what I learned a lot more.
Yeah.
Because most days it's just me teaching people how to use Excel and
my dissertation.
Hours and 15 minutes.
My dissertation is at least 70% horseshit.
I'm sure mine will be better than that.
So basically, you fake it until you make it. Is that how it goes? Okay.
Kind of.
That's most things. I think it's just more of a. Yeah, it feeds on itself right now. The system when it comes to college, and that's what you hear. That's what you've been hearing for the last 5 years. All these kids are coming out of college and there's no jobs for them. It's like because they don't fucking have any skills. They just went to a 4-year school and.
Come out of college with a degree in engineering or computer science or something like that. There's jobs for that. Come out of law school, there's jobs for you. Maybe not law school so much, but come out of medical school, there's jobs for you.
But come out of art history, and it's going to be hard.
Obama said something like that, and then he had to apologize to like the American Association of Art History Professors, because they were like, hey. Why is everyone always yelling at us?
As much as I think people, I respect the liberal arts students. STEM is definitely the area where you're going to make money if you want to.
I got a computer science degree. My undergraduate degree is in computer science from a liberal arts school, and that's a really good way to do it.
Yeah.
So
because you should read a fucking book every now and then. That's basically the way to do it.
So speaking of the American dream, America's getting an influx of little Central American children are coming across the border in droves, and they're going crazy all over Fox News and all that stuff because of brown kids. God forbid, brown kids. So what do you do? Like, what do you do when tens of thousands of kids are coming over the border, and you see the word immigration, and it's not immigration, right?
It's refugees. It's
when people are fleeing.
it's a wave of like we've had waves of refugees before. It was Cubans and then Haitians, and we just have them we just let them we never deport a majority of them. We
They sit in the camp for a little bit, then they get a green card.
I know Cubans are kind of a special case, but like we didn't send most of the Haitian boat people home either. We just deal with it, but you're right. This gets conflated with immigration, like illegal immigrants. This isn't like Mexicans sneaking over the border to try to get a job. This is like little kids and sometimes their moms, but sometimes just alone, coming here because they get recruited into gangs if they stay in Honduras. This is there's this really stupid thing you hear a lot on the Fox News side of things that Obama said that illegal immigration was down, but now look at all these kids. Yeah, it was down, and then this specific crisis happened, and it had a result. When there's a cause, sometimes there's an effect that causes things to change. This is known as something happening.
Yeah, I hate to bring it to angry old white people, but when the Irish came here, they were refugees too. When you don't have no food and you go to another country, you're a refugee. You're not really an immigrant. So anybody who came here is probably 90% of them were a refugee for one reason or another, either because of famine or a question. At the end of the day, you're not going to put a bunch of kids on a bus and send them back to the murder capital of the world. It's just
not if you want to get reelected.
Well, yeah. Well, either way, they're going to bang it.
I actually get to hear a decent amount about this because of my job, where I work part-time for the CFO office at DHS. So,
hey, look, it's a dog.
You get to hear a lot about these the children because of all the money that Obama's trying to get Congress to give them, the Border Patrol to deal with them. What was it? What senator, or was it all of the Senate that wanted them to just turn them away?
Well, no, there's a Texas congressman. They're always winners.
That's right.
Wants to set up judges on the border to have a hearing.
That sounds like a Louis Gohmert idea.
Yeah, he used drunk driving as an example, like a justice of the peace. If you And I'm like, this is it. Yeah. So they're pulling a shell game. They're trying to turn a refugee situation into an immigration issue.
Like they're not even sneaking in. They're because there's a lot of rumors in Central America that in part because of exaggerations Fox News has made about Obama's immigration policies, that if you just turn up with your kid you'll be able to stay, and so they're not even sneaking up. They're just walking up to the border and getting grabbed by Border Patrol, and they think, yay, we're safe.
Well, yeah, they say the border is not secure, but it's like, how the hell they catch all these fucking kids?
Right. The kids didn't get that. These people aren't getting that far. They're getting rounded up in Texas. If they were getting rounded up in Montana, you'd have a point.
Yeah, I don't. Politically, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. If you're any kind of politician, don't you just have to be kissing every Hispanic ass that you can, just demographically? You just have to. Yeah, they're how do you look at the numbers? It's the face of America. It's going to be brown. It already is. It is going to be even more. So I just don't understand.
Some of these smarter Republicans have figured that out, but the more that figure that out, the more it scares the angry old white people.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting at. Isn't at the end of the day, every issue is the angry white guy, and that's what it's. At the end of it, that's the nugget of truth at the end of it. That the face of America is changing, and it's brown, and they're losing their fucking mind because of it.
That's why you see all this immigration stuff and all of the voter ID laws coming in, all these little moves, piece by piece, try and reassert control.
Well, I just want to say I love Mexican food, and I, for one, welcome our new Mexican overlords. And, it's fine. I'll eat that shit. I don't care. All right. So how does so Ben? I wanted you to get your good line out. You said Minnesota Continentals. It starts with Chris.
Christmas Day Grace. Right.
Yeah, it says Grace on. It's like the opening ceremonies. We have a benediction. Is that what it's called? That word's above my.
I think it's an invocation when it's at the beginning.
Yeah, the invocation has a prayer. We all bow our heads.
You should bring a copy of the Costa Mojan.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, sounds to be. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion hasn't helped you conjure up a world championship. Or continental championship, I guess is what I mean.
Any of them, they don't.
yeah, whatever, yeah.
So
whatever,
I wake up the other day with a text from Daryl asking me if I was still going to Minnesota because there might be like something bad might happen to me, and I'm like, you think there's going to be an assassination attempt, Daryl? I'm like, do I have to face a dilemma? Do I have to avoid a random selection? I started getting nervous. I'm like, why would you put that in my head? Like, I never thought I was like Chris always does, like the one podcast, the regional rundown. He has the gun, behind him, like trying to, like, all right, we get it. It's you got a gun. That's great. Who puts it on the wall? Like, thanks. I know where it is when I break into your house now.
I really enjoyed that thread where somebody was threatening to not allow you to play in the tournament.
What?
Yeah, I started getting some heat when I started posting about the flood and how God hates Minnesota and is trying to kill everybody, and all the assholes were standing on the bridge when the water's like right underneath it. I'm like, that bridge is about to fucking wash away. Like, people in Minnesota just don't get it. And I guess somebody sent a message. I don't know who, but come on. Sent a message to the guy who's running it, and then the guy who was running it sent me a message asking me if I was going to behave myself or something, and I was like, maybe. You never know. There's alcohol on site. All it takes is alcohol and then one person firing me up, and then I can't predict the future.
Oh, there's alcohol? You should have told me there was alcohol inside. I might have gone.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. I might have done this.
Yeah, the Fantasy Flight mecca of all gaming, their new headquarters. It's Fantasy Flights. You guys should have been all about it. Netrunner, don't they make Netrunner and all that shit?
It's still Minnesota.
Yeah, I know. It's even, nobody should ever go there.
Ticket prices and they weren't 150 round trip. I kind of got disillusioned.
Yeah, I paid more for this trip than I care to pay. It's not like a lot. Not like, I don't know, the other side of the fucking planet in Australia where you had to pay $10,000 to make that trip worthwhile. But
I'm not going to Worlds if I have to get shots. That's my rule. If I have to get shots to go to Worlds, if I have to get vaccinated against like wallpox or something, I'm not going.
You have to get shots to go to Australia?
I don't know. I just assumed that to just shit on them for no reason with no facts. And I have no knowledge to back that up, and you got me.
That's fine. No, I agree. Never let the facts get in the way of a good story. But, you're probably, kangaroo AIDS or something. You gotta wear protection.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, you probably don't have to get shots. I didn't have to get shots to go to Taiwan, and Taiwan is much shittier than Australia. So
yeah, anytime you go to Asia or Africa, you got to get 20 needles for malaria. It's like 9 diseases, and they're all carried by mosquitoes. And I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm not a fucking doctor. All it is, shit'll kill you out there. Don't go to India.
Well, it's like mosquitoes. Like it's the same as it's not the same, but it's for the same reason as you can spread diseases by sharing needles with people. Like, if you think about it.
Yep, that's what mosquitoes are. Yep, flying syringes. That's what mosquitoes.
Not exactly. It's not exactly what I meant. When you put it that way, it makes me sound stupid.
Yeah,
that's literally what you just said.
Yeah, they're like dirty hooker insects who fly around and spread diseases. Yeah, that's about right.
Isn't that how the world? Isn't that how what happened to all the tranny dinosaurs in Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Let's say yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but they ran their computer system on Onyx. They had it's so easy. An 8-year-old girl can navigate their computer system. Maybe that's why the park, the dinosaurs got out. But the last thing I heard on the news was that Obama is one of the 5 worst presidents in history. Ben, I like how people. How do you describe a worst?
Okay, first of all, here's the thing about that. That poll, they've been doing that poll for a while. I got news for you. Whoever's in office almost always wins.
Yeah, I saw that same statistic.
And the thing about it is that like a few years back, Obama didn't win because Republicans were still mad about like Jimmy Carter and Clinton, and so their votes in that poll were split. And Reagan always wins the best president because like people who know about history are actually split between a few presidents, and like Democratic partisans are split between like JFK and Obama and FDR and Clinton. But Republican like 6 years into Obama's term, everyone who is going to vote for some Democrat to be the worst president ever because they don't like Democrats is going to vote for Obama.
It's all about short-term memory.
And I'm sure that when I heard about the polls about Bush being the worst president ever, like 6 years ago, I took that. I just nodded my head and chuckled and engaged in confirmation bias, and I was wrong. Whoever's in office, especially at the end of their term, always wins that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially here, the average red state conservative, they've given up on Obama. The hatred, it was Obama, now it's Obama. You know, just their tone and their voice, because they know it's almost over. So it's crusted the Obama hate. They know it's all going to be over soon, and the black guy is just going to be a faded memory.
Yeah, it's like the last year of my marriage.
Yep, yes it is. I've been there, but I like the one guy on the TV is like, oh, it ranks up there with Warren Harding and James Buchanan. I'm like, were you fucking there? How could you say it with such certainty? Like, oh yeah, it's just as bad as that guy Warren Harding in 1907.
Well,
wherever the fuck it was.
I like when they were holding Eric Holder in contempt for, fuck if I even remember anymore, Fast and Furious or something. But they were holding him in contempt, and I think Ted Cruz said he was the most corrupt attorney general of in American history, and like you don't even get, like, there's people alive that remember the like Nixon. Like, Nixon's attorney general went to fucking jail. Do you have any idea how bad you gotta fuck up to go to jail as the attorney general?
Well, yeah, to be the worst president, you got to have rampant corruption. You got to do something illegal, probably, like something Reagan did. I mean, you got to do something. And even if Obama, even if he ends up, history says he wasn't good. To say somebody's the all-time worst is, But yeah, they do it every president. Every president wins. And all right, so real quick to wrap it up, how does North America Continentals end? I need a name and I need a deck. No more brain nonsense. Give me details.
No, it'll be dog. It'll be
the dog just said Michael Harrington with DS9 horseshit. That's what the dog just said. Right.
Yeah. I'm going with I'm actually sticking with Borg out of left field from, I don't know the names of Minnesota players. Let's
So you think
Jaeger.
I'd say you with Borg, except you're probably gonna play Cardassians.
Oh, we're playing that game. What am I gonna play? Actually,
No.
I know I'm fine. For the last 2 months, every week I get a text from Sykes telling me that I'm gonna do bad with what I've chosen. So the more Sykes tells me I'm doing wrong, the better I feel about
that's a reasonable assumption. But no. So like, I don't think you're gonna play Borg. So I'd say you would win with Borg just to I don't know, just to instigate shit with Minnesota people. But I don't know the names of any Minnesota people other than like.
So you think local?
So someone's going to win with Borg out of left field because everyone's going to be like, oh, they can't win because they can't download shit. You can get cards by drawing them in this game. You don't have to download everything. Just because you can't download everything, like there's still everything else that's good about Borg. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as people. So you think it's going to be a local then? You don't think it's going to be a fly-in winning?
I mean, I'm not. It's not that I don't believe in you.
No, not me. A fly-in. There's probably going to be about, I would guess, about 7 or 8 fly-ins if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna
25%. It'll be about 20 to 25% of the field be a fly-in. So, but you say
I'm gonna say some West Coast Borg deck is gonna do pretty good.
Phil, dual HQ. You think dual HQ is going to be a factor?
No, I don't think. I think the time of dual HQ is dead. And I don't.
They do like it up there.
Yeah, it won their regional. People, it hasn't. People remember when Matter of Time came out and everyone lost their shit. They lost their shit about the Children of Time. They're going nuts. And then
I don't know.
On the last regional rundown, it was Jaeger and the other two knuckleheads. They just started for no reason, just shitting all over the Matter of Time personnel. Like, they're just people. I don't know why you would shit on them. I don't know what you're expecting, but it's just ironic now that they were losing their fucking minds about it when they came out, and people are still playing Dual HQ and getting away with it scot-free.
Maybe, but I don't see anybody. I don't know, and I actually haven't looked at any of the decks in a long time. Maybe Harrington brings his Dual HQ deck again. I don't really know what people play up there in that area, but I think you're right about the Romulans. I think there'll be a decent presence from the fly-ins.
There was some recent errata. The Covenant, Power Shift, and Go Val. All the end of turn horseshit is
the end of attempt?
End of mission attempt. I guess Phil is just getting this news right now as we speak.
Yeah, I haven't looked.
I need a breaking news scroll on the bottom of my screen. Phil just learns.
This is what happens when somebody doesn't schedule tournaments for months and months and months.
Yeah, I know.
I've been scheduling tournaments. Like the problem is no one can show up for them ever because for some reason this summer everyone's going in different directions all the goddamn time.
Yeah, no. Me moving out of that area shows how a local region has to work. It runs like politics. You need a local boss. You need one person who is the ringleader and corrals everybody. And
I can do that if it's not like if it's for some reason this summer. Just I can't get 3 people in the same goddamn room at once. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's why you just set it up and you don't you can only do so much.
I set it up and Phil's wussing out on me and I can't and Neil's like, I'm gonna go to Montana. And
all right, so Phil, I need a name. Phil, I need a name and a deck.
I don't know the deck, but I'm gonna give it to Van Bremen. He's gonna play some stupid Van Bremen bullshit, and it's gonna win.
Anything. He just fucks things up.
I think he'll win it.
That's his new
I gotta go with my Van Bremen guy.
He's like the pre-errata Galgathon. He never wins. He just fucks up everything.
Ben just gave me we'll call him the wild card from now on. The wild card Van Bremen. He just fucks things up. He doesn't do it. Yeah, it's good though. You never know. Yeah, I like the backlash from the it wasn't a lot. I'm actually surprised there wasn't that much backlash from the errata a week before Continentals, but we had to do it to keep the event clean. I don't care.
I guess I'm officially coming out as a member of the errata team now.
Oh, you're actually going to do it right now. We actually got something.
We're breaking news. Yeah. Everyone yell at me because I was the one that was like, hey, this is a problem. Everyone listen to me and everyone fix it now. And
yeah, but you convinced everybody.
It wasn't. I didn't like force you to do it. I just I convinced everyone that hey, this is going to be a problem. But yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm really happy about the power shift change.
if you can convince the Europeans on changing anything in this game, then you must have a point. So, I mean, but like when it comes to
did we convince the Europeans? Or did we convince Nick? Nick's not. Nick isn't the European menace you're thinking of.
We convinced the Europeans enough. You can never get European support. You can just get European indifference, and we got that. So, but
well, that's right. I can't out other people who might be on the errata team.
Yeah, I outed.
I just remembered that.
Besides me.
I'm sorry, it's after midnight.
It's all right.
I don't know what's a secret anymore.
Nobody's watching this fucking show. I already told people the five members, including myself, include 2 other Americans and 2 Europeans. And since you've already come out of the closet here on the discard pile, I just want that clip to stay there. Ben House comes out of the closet on the discard pile. I'll use that as the tag. And so well, that's one. I guess they'll all be at Gen Con, so people can try to figure out who's.
Yeah, but it's not that other people didn't think it was a problem, but I had to yell a lot to get everyone on board with let's not wait for this to fuck up for
well, yeah,
let's not wait for Covenant to fuck something up, but because the decks that were abusing it weren't there yet, but they were gonna be. Yeah. Someone was gonna figure out something.
But people gave the timing was a little rough, but that's only because we had to wait till Art to get it out. We couldn't get it out before Australia, and but this is almost in a way this is for the CC. It's historic. This is like the first proactive. We want to make sure a big event doesn't get fucked for once.
Well, there was errata at this time last year, but it was Ebola because it already screwed something up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. People, especially when it comes to the rival, when it comes to power shift, it doesn't affect that deck at all. That deck's still a machine. And in Covenant, I don't care. I don't want to see. That's just a danger card as we speak. And plus, people knew months ahead of time that this was the hammer.
I like
was
the conspiracy theories about how this is just cards you hate, because I'm here to tell you the Covenant is one of your favorite fucking cards.
Yeah, I crushed it with that card for years. And then,
But you never did it. But you never did that. like your Covenant deck is fine because you're not trying to win the game by playing it once.
Yeah, I never said in that deck I hit him with 3 or something like that. Unless you fucked up or rarely did it. I was more in love with Bastard Tromac.
That was the problem with that deck. The problematic Covenant deck that was going around was it was another I attempt with 1 deck. That's the problem. Those 3 erratas are to get rid of that nonsense that can happen.
Well, I'm shocked. The whole time when Ascension was going through testing, I thought it would get watered down. I thought it would, and the whole time it was going through testing, I kept saying, and I kept hearing people say, "Oh, Bajoran need a push." It's all Bajoran. I'm thinking in my head, I crushed it with Bajorans for years. I'm like, that Bajorans are fine, and I'm like, this card is going to just create, headaches, and it made it through. I don't know why the perception.
Ascension is great, but it's not even that. It's not like a problem. It's great. It's just not. There's a difference between cards that are really good and cards that cards like Covenant that were okay, this could be a problem. Ascension isn't a problem. It's just good.
But you do know now, Ben, that coming out of the show, you said earlier that I gotta remember how you put it. Dealing with assholes who
I didn't say assholes. I said idiots.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I apologize.
Asshole is a moral judgment, and I'm not morally judging them. I'm just saying they're dumb, which is a statement of fact.
I mean, yeah, dealing with idiots who are angry about taking away their whatever it was.
Who want their shit to stay. Dealing with idiots who want arguing with idiots who want their shit to stay broken isn't my job, is what I said, or something like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, arguing with people who want their shit to stay broken is my job. Yeah. Well, yes, I hate to break it to you, but
it just became my job. Come at me, bro.
It'll be like the conspiracy when everyone thought that Neil was behind the committee about Charlie's decisions for a little while. Now everyone's going to think you're running the show. There's always
that was always the funniest thing is because like all of Neil's ideas come from me. So like like what does that make me if Neil was the puppet master?
Yeah, you're now the puppet master. That's how it's gonna work. I'm now gonna deflect everything. I'm like, hey man, Ben, it was Ben's idea.
Ben made me.
That guy's convincing, man. He made a good case. We're changing everything. I don't give a shit. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to thank Ben for coming on. I'm going to thank Phil for pinch hitting and stepping in for scumbag Thomas Kimura, who no-showed on me. So, like Greasy Ducat, I'm kicking you out of the Discord pile. Good night.